Right, so good morning everyone. It's pretty early, so I've got to be pretty quiet so I don't wake up the rest of the house. But today I'm going to be going down to Surrey to do some networking work for a school with a couple of sites. So it's pretty early now, Sunday morning. I think it's Father's Day as well, actually. But 6:10, just about to get in the car and head down to Surrey. Having a coffee first because, well, I was up at 4, a little bit tired and bleary-eyed, and I've got a 3-hour drive now, so yeah, let's go along for the ride.
Right, I've got my coffee, car's juiced, let's go. Right, one thing I absolutely love is the autopilot feature. Just get to chill out, especially when it's nice, open roads, not much going on. When there's lots of traffic, I tend not to use it. I'm more like Will Smith in iRobot, but on days like this on a Sunday morning, it's nice and it's chilled. And one feature that's really cool, flick down 5 times on the right stalk and it goes into rainbow road mode. A bit like those Mario Kart days, although the sound does get a little bit annoying after a while.
Guess what? I got a fever.
So one of the perks of driving to site on a Sunday is that there's no traffic at all. So massively ahead of time, bursting for the toilet, so I pulled into Oxford Services. I thought I would chance for a pit stop for me and also a chance for a quick splash and dash for the Tesla. Now, there's one thing I want to clear up, right? Because I'm a massive petrol head and I was had reservations about getting an electric car. And horror stories that I'd always hear is that you wait to charge at the service stations, there's always a queue for the superchargers, it takes absolutely ages. Absolute rubbish, because I've had this for a couple of years now, and let's just put you in this mode. As you can see, all the service, all the fast chargers are empty, and in terms of charging, like, I've literally been gone 15 minutes and it's put another 55 miles on the car. I didn't even need to charge it, to be fair. I probably could get to Surrey and back without charging, but I pulled over anyway. I would normally get a coffee and a bite to eat, but what time is it now? It's 7:30, so not really hungry yet. But yeah, about an hour out from site, should be there soon, and yeah, we'll crack on.
Right, so I've commissioned tons of lease lines in my time, and I know a trick or two. So what I always do when I get the IP address information is I make sure that my laptop's connected as if it is the router, configure it with the right IPs and subnets, gateway, etc. And I make sure I can get out to the internet. When that's the case, which it is now, I know that I can then connect the router or the firewall, configure that with the same IP address information, and it's going to work. And of course, it makes sense to do a speed test to make sure you're getting the speeds that you expect and that the customer's paying for. And the way I make sure that we get the speeds that we're expecting is I've got a custom iPerf script and a ping script written in Python. It's on my GitHub page. I'm going to do a video about it, but I do some tests out to the internet. Make sure that file transfer is where I expect it to be, and that confirms that everything is good.
We'll leave that running in the background. We're going to need to give you a crash course on Meraki as well, aren't we? Yeah.
So once I connected the Meraki firewall, I did have an issue where I was struggling to get out to the internet. So I could ping my default gateway, but I couldn't get out to Google or all the 8s, whatever you want to look at. And I quickly managed to work out the reason for this is because of the ARP table in the switch was routing the traffic to an uplink because the previous router was connected in another part of the building. So this was a quick and easy one. Consoled onto the switch, I cleared the ARP table, so Aruba switches that we've got here. That then allowed me to then re-establish a route and get out to the internet. So I could then ping out to all the 8s, and that confirmed connectivity, and I could see that the Meraki firewall came online within the Meraki portal, which is always a good inkling that we're cooking on gas. So now I've got connectivity confirmed from the switch. The next thing is to connect my laptop into the network and then see if I can get out towards the internet, which I can, so happy days.
Right, okay, so we've gone from the firewall out to the internet. We've confirmed connectivity from the switch and from the servers. So it's all looking pretty good. Just to show you what we've got here. So this is the new Virgin lease line that I've commissioned. Connects into Meraki MX75 firewall. And then that connects into this Aruba switch, which uplinks to the rest of the building. And then the server for this school here. So what we're going to do once we've done our testing and we're happy that everything's working is that we're going to go to the other site, replace the ASA 5516, configure, it's a bigger Meraki firewall there, an MX95 I think, and then get a IPsec site-to-site working. And off to the other site we go.
Right, okay, so this is the 5516, which is end of life. We're superseding it with this MX95. I've got to configure it, but I've also got to consider the IPsec between the two sites. So what I've done is I've consoled onto the ASA, because I don't really know anything about these two sites. I've not configured the equipment that's here, and I need to go through configuration, work out the IP subnets, just copy and paste that, taking a backup of it. I'm going to do the same for the core switch as well, which is staring me right in the face. This bad boy here. So yeah, we'll go through the config and see what we need to do. Now I've got the ASA config, I need to get the core switch configuration. So I've consoled in.
So I did have an issue when I got everything connected, in that my traffic wasn't routing out over the IPsec tunnel. I managed to do some changes, put in some static routes, and I got this working. So it took a long time to get there, but it's worth it in the end.
Right, a little later than planned, but we've finally got this building up and working over the IPsec tunnel. The new MX95 firewall in and working, and we've proven traffic going across. So it's about 9:30 in the evening. I'm still in London. I could have drive back to Birmingham tonight, but we're where we need to be. Everything's in and working.